Hey guys, Brian Fisher with Edge Fitness. I hope your week is off to a great start, and hopefully as we kind of get back into chatting on returning to basics. So we're kind of getting into our mindset focus for today. And as we've been going back through this series, looking at movement, scheduling it in, getting others involved, that's a big, powerful act to do both of those things to help you stay consistent with your movement, training, habits, skills, with nutrition, focusing on whole unprocessed foods, focusing on the portion sizes with the palm for protein, fist for veggies, thumb for fats, and that open hand, that cupped hand for your fruits, your other carbs, focusing around training times, all those fun things. Again, hopefully things that you can do consistently no matter where you are, what situation you're in. You can rely on those basics for movement, nutrition, for recovery. We got into your AM and PM routine, talking about some of those habits and either getting back into them if you've kind of fallen off that wagon a little bit, or starting them up maybe for the first time, or trying to dial them up a little bit. Maybe sometimes dialing down if you're stressing out too much about it with everything else going on. Sometimes we do need to dial down in certain areas to allow us to be a little bit more balanced in things, but not hitting pause. So when we look at that AM PM routine, did you get a good 7 to 9 hours of quality sleep last night? That's kind of our goal with setting up those boundaries on the AM PM routine. Hit start on the clock, hit end on that clock, so your body knows what it's doing, and you can be more productive, ideally in between. And to help you do that, having the basics with your mindset, which is where we want to delve into today a little bit, just reviewing kind of those habits that can really help you to get the most out of a positive mindset. Because the more positive your mindset is, the better outlook you have. We like the definition of joy of being the deliberate, intentful practice of pursuing well-being and success even in times of stress. So joy is not just dependent on your external situation and circumstances, because, well, right now it'd be pretty hard to be joyful. Joyful is more internal. It's that inward seeking of success and well-being independent of your external circumstances. That takes a huge mindset shift for a lot of us, and different tools and strategies to kind of help us get there is, again, that daily practice. What are some things that you can do each and every day? One of the ones we really like to focus on is gratitude journaling. And I've talked a lot about the 5-minute journal app. No connection to them other than I use that myself. It's right on my phone, so I can just take that out, and the app pops up in the morning and it asks me, what are 3 things that I'm thankful for? Great way to start off the day. We can always come up with 3 things, even if it's as simple and mundane as, oh man, I'm really stressed out, I didn't sleep very well. Well, be thankful for the sleep you did get. Be thankful for that cup of coffee or those cups of coffee in the morning, even if it's just something that simple. Be thankful for a little extra time with family in the morning, right? Even if we're stuck in that, if you're working from home with days on end, school at home, this is time that you get to spend. Right? It's about shifting that mindset, that focus, and flipping the script a little bit to say, I get to do this, not I have to do this. Huge, huge difference. Okay? Having a positive mindset, doing that gratitude journaling. 3 things that you're thankful for in the morning. What are 3 things that I can do today to make today great? Or even dial that down a little bit and say, what are 3 things, or even just 1 thing that I can do to make today a little bit better? In any of those areas, movement, nutrition, recovery, mindset. Maybe it's just, wow, I did my gratitude journaling today. That was 1 thing. That was 1 actionable step that you took, and it helps to push you forward just that little bit, even a small step forward. That is a step forward. And then you can take another small step forward, maybe somewhere else today, or tomorrow again, maybe even just a little bit bigger step, right? Or be consistent with that small step. You can build and grow on things with that. I was chatting with somebody just last night, a new client that we'll be working with, to kind of shift their focus from, in the past, they've done really intense training. I've talked to a lot of people that do this for short periods of time, see great results, but then they kind of slide back as life happens. We get busy at work, a pandemic hits, we get busy with school, with family, with all kinds of other commitments, and gradually our prioritization of, wow, my fitness for these 6 weeks, 8 weeks, 10 weeks, 3 months, whatever it might be, I'm going to prioritize that. Okay, well that means everything else has to get pushed down the list, including maybe work commitments, commitments, maybe family commitments, time with the kids, other hobbies and habits and recreations, things like that, yard work, okay, work around the house, all those get pushed down a little bit. But you can only do that for so long before those things start pushing back up, because those are daily habits that eventually have to be dealt with. And then we start to make compromises slowly, our health and fitness kind of gets pushed down, and then all of a sudden, all that great hard work that you did, dialed way up, real intense, for that short period of time, not sustainably, falls off. Okay? So we want to look at these basics as things that you can do that are ideally, even pandemic proof, to say, hey, I can still do these basics at some level. I can still focus on, I'm going to schedule in a 10-minute walk, okay? I'm going to schedule in a 10-minute walk on the phone with a friend. And there you're getting someone else involved, and you scheduled it in, you said when you're going to do it, where you're going to do it, how you're going to do it, with whom you're going to be doing that with. Be as specific as you can there. For nutrition, even for one meal a week, you're going to have whole unprocessed foods. And maybe for 2 meals or just breakfast, I'm going to focus on just getting my protein for breakfast, 1 palm consistently. For sleep routine, okay, that recovery, I'm going to turn my phone off 5 minutes before bed. I'm going to do that consistently during the week. Maybe I fudge a little bit on the weekends, but you're still winning during the week. Those are ways to dial down during periods of stress, but those are still ways that you can tap into those habits each day and consistently. And then when there's less stress around you, either from you becoming more resilient or having a greater capacity. I heard it once that we don't have a stress problem, we have a capacity problem, kind of a concept of anti-fragility. Talked a lot about that in our Build Better Habits program, but briefly it is, the more fragile we are, the less stress we can take. I drop a Ming Boss, shatters, okay? Drop a bowling ball or a rubber ball, bowling ball, not as resilient, that rubber ball bounces right back up. It can take a lot of stress from a lot of different ways and areas before it breaks. That's anti-fragility. If we have good habits built up, we are much more anti-fragile to all the stress around us, and we can seek more of that joy, that internal satisfaction, independent of our external circumstances. Now, it's not just all about me, live the life of your dreams. Disneyland exists in Disneyland and Disney World. The real world is where we live, and we need these basic habits to help us navigate that each and every day to keep moving forward on our health and fitness journey. So hopefully you guys can take some time to ask yourself even just those 3 questions. What are 3 things that I'm grateful for today? What are 3 things, or even just, again, 1 thing I'm thankful for, or 1 thing I can do to make today better? And that other question that the 5-Minute Journal app asks is a statement of affirmation. What is something that you are, or that you can be? People who say, I've never been successful at fitness training, I've never worked out, I'm not athletic, I'm not an athlete. But you can become more athletic. So maybe that statement of affirmation is, I'm becoming more athletic. Or maybe if you're not very organized or productive, it is, I can be productive. And you just start to chip away at that mindset, because what we tell ourselves we can't do usually limits us much more than what we try to tell ourselves that we can do. So focus on that today. Hopefully this was helpful for you guys. Don't forget to subscribe and share so you and your family and friends can keep up on all these great tips and resources that we're trying to share to help you keep moving forward on your health and fitness journey, even during these hard times, because you can do it, and go out and have a great day, guys. We'll see you next time.